a toy shop.
This is a mama shop and they are still around today, but they can be hard to find.
Well, Singapore has changed a lot over the years, and many of its places and landmarks have changed too, or even disappeared. We'll be visiting some of them in today's episode.
Let's go places!
I'm ready for an adventure.
Woohoo! I'm excited. Will we get lost? The past is such a big place.
Well, no worries because we've invited a very special guest for today's episode. He's a miniature artist who loves recreating places of the past. Let's welcome Uncle Wilfred! Yay! Welcome, Uncle Wilfred!
Wow! Is this a coffee shop?
Yeah, this is an old coffee shop, 1970s coffee shop. Very different from the kopitiam you see.
Uncle Wilfred made everything you see inside here. Can you believe that?
Made
By
it from
himself?
scratch.
Yes, most of them they are made from daily items that people don't want. It's like more like cardboard, some food wrappers, plastic,
About string.
chopstick, the disposable chopstick, all these things. Yeah. This
How you make them?
a lot of cutting, a lot of you need to glue. Most important is you need a lot of patience.
How did you get inspired to make this?
How I actually started is because I always loved art since I'm young, although I don't have any proper training. 2 years back, I decided that I want to retire from my full-time job. That's why I continue to pursue my art. Instead of drawing, portrait, painting, I want to do something more than just a painting. Something maybe three-dimensional and so on. This coffee shop that I make time frame is about 1970s. You are not even born yet. That time I'm probably around primary school, maybe around your age. Last time we don't have all this social media. So people don't see one another so often, like what you have on Facebook, whatever, that you can talk to one another. So you can see last time those coffee shop, they are more there for drink and for talking, to mix around with friends. I created a lot of things, like you see there are you see the chairs there? It's actually a board game, is actually an aeroplane chairs where people spend time, hours playing the game there, then we meet where they meet their friends and so on. Okay, that time we very limited kind of amusement areas. There is, but very limited. Not like now you have Sentosa, you have USS, you have so many places of visit to go. There are few worlds beside. You have the Great World, Gay World. When the family, my parents have the money, then they bring us to this kind of amusement park.
I have a favorite water park.
What's your favorite water park?
Wawa Wet.
Oh, actually quite a famous water theme park that used to be quite popular was the Big Splash theme park in East Coast Park. It was actually opened in 1977, which is quite a long time ago, right? Then when it was opened, it was very famous for its rainbow-coloured slides and an 85-meter long slide that apparently was the tallest and longest slide in the world at the time. Then it also had a lot of big pools. So the biggest pool could hold up to 1,380 people. So many people.
Big swimming pool.
It's huge swimming pool.
Those pools you don't actually swim inside. You just play the water.
Float. And it wasn't just a theme park as well. There was an open air theatre, there was a restaurant, there was even an arcade and other food places to eat. Singapore Miniature Zoo.
What is this place?
So have you been to the Singapore Zoo before?
Yes.
Yeah. So long before the Singapore Zoo, there were like smaller zoos in Singapore that started as the private collections of some rich businessmen or trade dealers and stuff. So the Singapore Miniature Zoo was actually opened in 1957. Again, by the businessman called Tong Seng Man, right? And it contained all sorts of different animals. It closed in the 1960s. So actually, when you count, it's only about 4 or 5 years that it might have been open, right? The rules about keeping wildlife became stricter because it's dangerous. Because when you go to the zoo now, you can see that they try and put a lot of thought into where the animals are kept and how they're kept, right? So I think this is when the rules were getting a bit stricter about it. So they were like, okay, maybe you should close it for
At
now.
the Singapore Zoo, the animals have a very big enclosure.
That's right, yeah. If you were the owners of a zoo, what animals would you keep inside your zoo?
Orca.
Orca, wow.
That's my favorite sea animal.
Yes, Rukawa.
You know the sea lion?
Sea lions,
Tiger,
tiger,
lion, flamingos.
flamingo. How many of you have been to the Sea Aquarium before? Okay. Alright, so please share some of your experiences with me. Okay, Rukawa, how about you go first?
Yeah, I saw a spider crab It was yellow and brown stripes, and it was 1 meter.
Wow, that's so long.
I saw stingray. I saw shark. I saw a lot of fish.
I touched starfish and sea cucumber.
How about you, Uncle Wilfred? Have you been to the Sea Aquarium before?
I saw.
I think I've been once. Yeah, our time we still have this Van Cleef aquarium, but it wasn't as nice. It's rather simple. That time. Yeah, it's more like little aquarium, some oriental fishes. There's not many big whales or whatever that you can see nowadays.
So the Van Cleef Aquarium was opened because this Dutch businessman called Carl Willem Benjamin Van Cleef died in Singapore. So he left some money to the local government to say, hey, can you please use this money and try and improve the town? So the government went around and went to ask people for ideas and suggestions. So one of the suggestions that they got was for an aquarium because they said it would have a lot of educational and scientific value. So that's how the Van Cleef Aquarium came to be. If you had $130,000 and someone came to you for an idea, how would you improve Singapore, improve the town? How about you, Uncle Wilfred? What would you do with all that money?
I will open back an old amusement park. Bring back all the old amusement, all the fun rides, all the games, everything.
What about the old amusement parks? Do you miss a lot?
Actually, we don't go there very often because, of course, you need to pay a fee lah. Then it's not like the family go very rich. Just like once a while you go USS nowadays. You don't go there very often. But every trip is like a luxury kind of a thing. Right? Those rides are actually one of the most fun things around already. Yeah. Then we have all these amusement games and so on. When you win, just like when we used to have the fun fair, play some games, then actually you could win a certain prize, that kind of
I
thing.
got that.
Have you seen before?
Yes, I got the prize before.
You won a game, is it?
Yes.
Wow, I think the games are quite difficult to win, right?
Yeah.
So all of these spaces were places we went to go and have fun, right? Like amusement parks. So actually in the 70s, there was another quite famous amusement park at the time called the Wonderland Amusement Park. Do you recognize that ride inside the photograph for the Wonderland Amusement Park?
And it's like a seat inside a big cup.
A teacup,
Big
right?
teacup.
Have you sat in something similar before? Do you know what happens when you go inside?
It will spin.
It will spin.
Dizziness.
Dizziness, that's right. So the Wonderland theme park was actually opened in 1969 and was super popular in the 70s, but eventually became less and less popular. So it closed in the 1980s, 1988 to be exact. Why do you think an amusement park might close down?
Because not many people want to play at it.
Maybe. Yeah, Rukawa?
Different amusement park, and it was better.
Because
Because the earlier time, people don't have TV at home. So most of the time you have nothing to do, you will go outside and go to all these places to have fun, to meet your friends.
Okay, so now we'll look at some photographs from places where people used to go and play from the 50s to the 70s, alright? So this is my first photo for you.
I know!
Yes, Rukawa.
Big splash!
It looks like there's water here, right?
Yeah.
But a swimming pool of some kind, but doesn't it look a bit different from swimming pools?
Yes.
Why?
Big
Why does it look different?
splash!
Swimming pools, like it's at condos or at swimming complex.
That's right.
I
But
can't
that one
see.
is like is at the sea.
So this is actually the Katong swimming pool. So this swimming pool is quite different from the swimming pools we normally go to today because it was filled with seawater. So this was a swimming pool in the 50s. Okay, are you ready for my next photo?
Yes. What's that? Singapore Miniature Zoo.
Unfortunately, no, it's not.
Yeah, it looks like.
Okay, I'll give you the name of this place, okay? That one
Restaurant.
is a restaurant. I'll give you the name so you can let me know what you think it is. It's called the Satay Club. There were a lot of different vendors and sellers of satay. So people all came together to come and eat satay. Because of how peaceful and relaxing the atmosphere was, a lot of families would come here to eat together.
Basically, you don't need to make any order. You just find a table and you sit down. The vendor will actually bring a whole container or a pot of satay. Example, let's say there are 50 inside. You just eat the amount that you wanted to eat. Whatever that is left over, you just leave it on the pot. So by the end you finish your meal, they just count the number of steaks that they have eaten and then they charge you accordingly. So whatever is not eaten in the pot, they will go and top up and you go to the next customer. Satay Club was actually one of the main attractions at that area the other time. From the Capitol Theatre, people just walk over. The Singapore River was actually not so clean as what it is now. So a lot of people actually go there fishing. So actually that is actually a place where convenient for them to have their meal and so when they're fishing down there.
So now I'm going to show you one more image, okay? So, So this image is actually of the Capitol Cinema, right? But originally it was the building called Capitol Theatre. Back in the day were places where you could go and watch plays, which are kind of like live shows. But it later got converted to a cinema, so you could go and watch films instead.
Last time, movie was very, very different from nowadays. The seat wasn't that comfortable. It's actually, the back is a wooden one, a piece of plank, and they're not so comfortable. Then tickets, you don't go in and then you find your own seat. There's actually somebody that carries a torchlight, see your ticket, press the seat, and he actually brings you to your seat. It was actually rolled from sort of a camera, then they show the on the screen and so on. So always halfway there will be an interval. There's a break because they need to change the film. Maybe 10-15 minutes you go for a toilet break, or you go outside and buy some tidbits and so on. One of my childhood memory, going to the street wayang. It's not a permanent thing. It's sometimes we have some temple or certain thing. There's some religious festival or whatever. They have actually those opera kind of a performance. I go there. I like to go there. It's not because I watch the opera or whatever. It's like a gathering place for us. Actually, the older folks, they go and see the wayang. You don't go and see the wayang because there are a lot of street food. All the street hawkers where they push their cart. Last time they used to push their cart. They follow all these street wayang.
So street wayang sounds like a great place to gather together. Also lots of good food, fun with your friends. So you've seen some lovely landmarks of the past. So now I'm going to show you some photos of famous old places, and all these photographs came from the National Library and National Archives of Singapore. Okay, let's see if you can guess when they were taken. And the host with the most correct guesses wins. Uncle Wilfred, please. Are you guys ready?
Okay, the first picture, maybe a very familiar place for all of you.
Okay, show me your answer on the count of 3, okay?
Not yet.
Are you ready, guys? Okay, ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Sentosa!
Ding, 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 ding. Well done, everybody.
Ah, you can see the cable car already.
Ah, very good. Okay, now it's my turn. Are you ready?
Yes.
The photo you need to guess is... Okay, search for your answers and then we'll count down when everyone's ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Singapore.
Well done, yay! That's right.
Okay, next one. There's many people inside.
Y'all know?
Oval in shape.
Wow, I see the cards
Many
moving.
people in 3, 2, 1.
Stadium,
Yes.
yes!
I got all correct so far.
Level.
Me too.
Okay, one last one. One last place. Are you ready? Ta-da! See water.
Water and boats, right?
See boat. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Singapore River.
Yes, that's right. The answer is Singapore River. Well done.
Well done, well done.
Well done, everybody. Round of applause for yourselves. Woo! Great job. Did you find this activity hard? Was it fun? Was it easy? Could you figure it out? But why did you find the activity quite easy?
I know there's animal.
Ah, so clever, so logical. Very, very good. All right, everybody. So shall we thank Uncle Wilfred for spending today with us?
Thank you, Uncle Wilfred.
Things really were so different in the past. It feels like we visited another world.
I have learned about many places today.
And I've learned that when we conserve the past, we're already preserving memories for the future.
So even if a place is gone, we can still read up about it in the library.
That's right. And that wraps up our show for today.
Thank you everyone for joining us on
The Time Traveling Trio!